But let's go ahead and move on to topic number 4, guys. And Larry, I know this is a hot topic for you.
Uh-oh.
And topic number 4, Disney is committed to releasing Black Widow in theaters only, per the CEO of Disney, Mr. Bob Chapek. I have the report right here from the Hollywood Reporter. Disney remains committed to theatrical release for Black Widow. However, CEO Bob Chapek told investors on Thursday the company will be watching very carefully to see whether the strategy needs to be revisited. And just to kind of blow that up a little bit more at the bottom, we are still intending for it to be a theatrical release, Disney CEO Bob Chapek said Thursday during an investor call. We're going to be watching very carefully to see whether the strategy needs to be revisited. Larry, what do you think about this news, man? I mean, when this pandemic, as we all know, we're under new administration, new management, and the vaccines they're coming out, and some people are getting them. Do you think that May 7th is too early? You think Bob Chapek is tripping? You think he needs to push it back? What you thinking about this?
I think they should just go ahead and find a new business model that's not reliant upon theaters. Figure it out. You have all these people up there with their Wharton business degrees and Harvard Biz School and everybody else. Figure it out. Figure out a new business model that will allow you to bypass the theaters and still make your billions of dollars. There is a way to do it. Money is money. It gets spent. Just figure out a way to take it out of people's pockets from instead of going to the theaters, have them take it out so that they can watch it at home. I mean, the reality of it is that they're trying to get these vaccines out. They're not out yet. They said that there's only been, I don't know, it's short of 10% of the population has been vaccinated. You still have like 35% of the population saying they don't want to get vaccinated, which means if you truly have that percentage of people that don't get vaccinated, we're not going to have herd immunity, which means we're going to be living with COVID for God knows how long. And so the theaters don't need to be open. They need to be closed, and people need not sit in enclosed rooms close to other people that they don't know with no mask on, laughing and screaming and hooting and hollering and spraying freaking virus everywhere. No, you don't need it. It's upsetting. I think they should just go ahead and release it, and don't do one of those stupid Mulan releases where you charge people $29 to watch the movie that's on your platform. Just let it go to your platform.
Well, because of that, Disney is experimenting with releasing films on Disney Plus under a Premier Access tier for an additional $29.99.
It's going to be a flop.
With projects such as Mulan and the upcoming Raya and the Last Dragon, which will debut under the Premier Access on March the 6th, day and date with theatrical release. Soul, meanwhile, was sent to Disney Plus on Christmas at no additional cost and helped them drive. And I'm not going to read that anymore because it's another topic we're going to come up to. But Larry, my objection to that is, bro, is like, they have to, if they're going to do a theatrical, just put it on streaming primarily, they have to do it at a premiere price. So they're not going to make any money. It's going to be a huge loss.
Don't do it at $29. That's ridiculous, man. That is, and I'll tell you, to be honest with you, I think one of the biggest problems that they're having right now is this idea of trying to get people to pay these $29, $19.99, whatever it is that they're trying to get people to pay. Say it with your chest.
Already. Keep going though. Keep going.
I'm just saying that I think they should they need to find a better business model, because I can tell you right now, I'm not paying $29 to watch Black Widow. I'm not doing it.
But Larry, let me, and I'm gonna come to you one take. I'm gonna come to you. But Larry, the Black Widow probably costs at least probably $150 million, you know what I'm saying, if not two. And another thing is, like, families go see these movies. It depends on what the movie is, for one. Families and groups go see these movies, man. If a group of 3 or 4 people go to the theater and you buy individual tickets like a family, you know what I'm saying? That's $10. Average ticket price in the country is $10. That's $30-$40 per group. So if you, that's why you
watch movies at home, though.
most people don't watch movies. We're talking about these theatrical releases. That's where they make the bulk of their money. So they can't charge $10 a home. You're giving away you're giving away so much bread. So if you charge $30, that's one family watching it at home to try to you're still not going to make your money, all your money. But I mean, I look, I would not pay $30 for Mulan, me personally, but Black Widow is something that I would consider. I mean, you're already paying $10, $15 when you go to the theater. Because I would see this movie in IMAX. Me personally, if I want to see this movie in IMAX, which is specifically designed for, it's most likely going to cost me $15, actually $17.50 with the IMAX theater I go to, and so a little bit double to watch it at home to where I can be comfortable and blah blah blah. I mean, it's not ideal, but you can't just say, oh, just release it to streaming. But before I pass to you, Mr. Big Dog.
But you can say that, and they can do it.
And if they don't want to make money?
No, they can make money. One of the best ways I think they can do this to make money, and we discussed this before, is simply have a new tier of their service. Disney Plus charges $6.99 a month for their service. So just charge people $16.99 for this premium tier that will show the day and date movies.
So that's basically 3 people at the price of 1.
No, what it is doing is
if 3 people go to the movies
service, and it's getting them to step up and not just subscribe to your service, it's getting them to step up and pay for a premium tier of your service. So you get people to come in, like right now I use somebody else's Disney login. But if I was told, okay, you can watch, Black Widow and the other first run movies coming up on Disney, but you need to sign up for the premium tier, I would stop using that other person's sign in, and I would get my own and pay for the premium so that I can watch those movies, because I'm okay with paying $16.99 a month for premium stuff. And then, maybe one month they have 3 or 4 movies that should come out. Maybe they only have 1. I don't know. Maybe I'm not even interested in those movies, and so I don't watch them. But the reality of it is they're not losing any money for people that weren't going to watch it to begin with. Like, I'm not paying $29 to see Black Widow or Mulan, so they're not losing any money by me not watching it. They're not gaining any money either, but they're not losing it, because I would never going to pay $29 to see those movies. But if they put that on their Disney Plus platform and give me a premium tier that I can then go pay extra for and watch them, if they don't do that, now they're losing money, because that's something that I would pay for.
All right, OneTakeBigDog, I'm going to come to you. And I hear you, Larry. Kevin Feige, I know who it is. Kevin Feige is just the head man in charge of Marvel. Nobody's above him at Marvel. Only people above him in Disney is Alan Horn and Bob Chapek, and of course the board. But Kevin Feige is reportedly opposed to a Black Widow hybrid release, but will Disney do otherwise? This is an article here from Collider, and it goes to say that he's talked to Variety, and he just basically look, he's opposed to this release strategy. He thinks that he firmly believes an exclusive theatrical release for Black Widow is the best course of action. OneTakeBigDog, how do you think about all of this? Bob Chapek, Kevin Feige, what you think?
Oh, it's a pretty tough situation, because on one end I agree, like at $30, you don't really think about the $30 when you're going to the theater to see the movie. You don't really think about how much you're spending, because when you're going to the theater, it's big and so on and so forth. But when you're just at home, and some people might not have the biggest TVs. My TV is not that great. Okay, it's about 40-inch or whatever. So I'm just sitting at home and I'm paying $30 to watch a movie. Granted, I'm at home. I can pause. I can do whatever I need to do. But you don't think like that when you go to the theaters and pay. Tickets here are $9, and if I feel like that day I get some popcorn, or maybe not. But it's like you don't think about the gas you put in. That's not really on your mind. So every time I go to the theater, I might be spending $30, but I might not pay too much attention to it. But when I'm at home and I have to watch it on my TV and I have to pay $30, that's a completely different thing. Now, I want to see it. Granted, if it comes out in theaters, I know for a fact I'm going to be able to see it, because I'm in Louisiana where people just apparently don't care. So but if it goes to streaming, I don't know if that 30 is what get people mind. Nobody says 29. Everybody that 30. That's what's on people. If it was maybe cut down a little bit, yeah.
Okay, and Larry, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back to you, Larry, real quick. And you guys, this is Bob Chapek. He probably been the CEO of Disney for about 6-7 months. That's Bob Chapek. This is Bob Iger. He's the old CEO. He is now, like, I think part of the board, like the chairman or something like that. And then this is Kevin Feige right here, head dude at Marvel. But Larry, kind of like Lamont was saying, how you feel about this? Would you do $20 at home?
No.
Really? I think that's very reasonable. I mean, me personally, I think that's very reasonable.
No,
you know,
I would for Black Widow or one of the big premium Marvel movies, I would do maybe $10, $9.99.
Okay.
But that's it. Otherwise, just simply raise my fees on your service and let me watch it whenever I want to watch it. If I want to watch it 100 times and that, because it's on the service and I can go and watch it, then I'll do that. But otherwise, no, I'm not paying. I don't like these rental fees that are $20, $30, and you get to watch it for 24 hours or something like that from the time you start watching. I don't like that.
One take is this. How you feel about this price? This price point?
Yeah, I get. Yeah, I mean that'll work because there are other movies on like Amazon, that are on Amazon that day and that you can rent for $20. It's like, so for a Marvel movie that I want to see, yeah, that's not that bad. I mean, it just falls in line with everything else. It's just the fact that it was $10 more than everything else was my problem. But when this is pretty much in line with everything else that's on Amazon, the new releases, like just thinking back, it was a DC animated film that came out online, and you could watch it on Amazon Prime for $20. The same film is probably in the store for $24, but that's how much it costs to like rent films online. And I don't think Marvel and Disney should be lower than everybody else's, especially when their films are in more demand than the other films that go online for $20 to rent.
See,
really?
I guess I see when I think about this, and I think about how Disney is planning out their business. They are planning. So much of their business right now is staked on streaming. They know that their parks are closed at least for the rest of this year. I mean, they're just. I mean, even if the vaccines start to roll out, we know people aren't going to be getting vaccinated probably en masse until the summertime, and so people are, by the time summer rolls around, they're not going to be back to work in the same way. People are going to be suffering, still and trying to recover financially. The parks are not either one. They're going to not be open widely, or they're just, people aren't going to be there in mass numbers probably until 2022. And so much of their business model moving forward anyways is based on streaming. So if that's the case, drive people to your platform. They just talked about how on Christmas Day they released Soul, and
that's the next topic. Let's go ahead and move on because we getting there. But that's the exact next topic. But before we move on to topic number 5, guys, I have 64 people in the chat with 57 likes. So if all 64 of you can just hit the like button, smash the like button, hit the thumbs up button, it really does help out the YouTube algorithm. It's free. It's free to hit the thumbs up button.
It's not free to hit the super chat button, but it's appreciated also.
Yes, it is. Thank you, Larry. And thank you, everybody. And thank you. I appreciate giving you this content. So